Death toll in Jigawa tanker explosion climbs to 153. Bandits kidnap doctor, son and mechanic in fresh casino attack. Artificial petrol scarcity hits Bauchi metropolis. On the foreign scene, Mali's military leader promotes himself to top army rank. Welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. News in detail. Death toll from the Jigawa state tanker explosion has risen to 153, with 100 people hospitalized. Reports say the death toll rise to 105, while 70 others sustained various degrees of injuries. In a fresh statement, the police spokesman, DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, confirmed the increase in the number of victims. He said those that have lost their lives have been buried in a mass grave, while those injured were currently receiving medication at Aminu Kano, Jahun, Ngoro, Hadeja and Gumel hospitals. Meanwhile, Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum has expressed shock over the tragic tank explosion that killed over 105 people in Majia village, Tora local government area of Jigawa State. Zulum, in a statement released by his SSA on new media, Abdul Rahman Ahmed Bundi, on Thursday, extended condolences to Governor Umar Namadi and the families of the affected victims and prayed for the repose of the souls of the departed. The explosion occurred when a tanker driver lost control of his vehicle near Hadija University in Majia village around 12 noon on Tuesday. And to security matters, a medical practitioner, Dr. Kabir Ibrahim Kankara, and his son, Imrana Kabir, and also a mechanic, have been kidnapped in the early hours of Wednesday on Kankara-Katsina Road. The medical doctor was on his way to Katsina from Kankara when his vehicle developed fault, forcing him to stop around Yorugamje village few kilometers after Kurfi town. According to sources, Dr. Kabir Kankara called his son Imrana to mobilize and take a mechanic who will fix his vehicle. However, on reaching there, bandits riding on motorcycles accosted them immediately and whisked them away. Dr. Kabir Ibrahim is the owner of Kankara Clinic, situated in Kankara town. Police spokesman in Katsina, ASP Sadiq Aliyu, is yet to comment on the incident. The Borno State Police Command, under the leadership of Commissioner of Police CP Mohammed Lawal Yusufu, has successfully rearrested another escaped convict, one Awalu Aminu. Awalu Aminu, who was serving a jail term for criminal conspiracy and theft at the Medium Security Custodian Center in Maiduguri, unfortunately escaped due to the devastating flood incident in September 2024, which collapsed the fence of the facility. On October 16, 2024, police surveillance at Bama Area Command and Banki Divisional Headquarters received a credible tip-off that Awalu was sighted in Banki town. The police patrol swiftly responded and apprehended the said Awalu Aminu. The convict has been profiled and will be handed over to the Nigeria Correctional Service for further action. Still on security matters, the Delta State Police Command has issued a stern warning to point-of-sale operators against handling transactions above 500,000 naira, cautioning that such dealings could involve them in criminal activities, particularly kidnappings. The warning was delivered by the state's police public relations officer, SP Bright Edafe, in a video shared on Thursday morning. Although the identities of the suspects in question were not revealed, the video captured the police questioning two suspected kidnappers involved in using POS transactions to transfer and collect ransom money. Edafe warned that POS operators who engage in large transactions could inadvertently become tools for criminals, especially kidnappers, to launder ransom payments. He cited a recent case involving a POS operator who unknowingly processed a 4 million naira ransom payment, earning just 40,000 naira as profit. Edafe also encouraged operators to report any suspicious activity to the police to prevent being caught in such dangerous situations.
I have been talking and educating people on social media, particularly POS operators. Any person that wants to do transaction above 500,000 naira should go to the bank. Whenever you are as a POS operator, you are receiving money too much that is unreasonably high. Understand that there is an element of crime in it because they are supposed to go to the bank. This lady here was contacted by this suspect who collected her account number, her POS account number, and sent 4 million naira into the account. 4 million naira that was taken from a suspect, from a victim who was kidnapped. 4 million naira ransom money. And she said her own profit was 40,000 naira. Madam, be very brief. Who is this man? Come now. Why are you still sitting there? Who collected your account number? Timothy?
Yes.
Who is Timothy?
Timothy Ogenochukwu, my customer.
Is it this man?
Yes.
Touch him now. Say, see, this is Timothy.
This is Timothy.
But you say una dey do business together before now. What kind of business? Explain what be local fraud.
Local fraud process wey be say bomb Facebook, cash all those women.
Who they do now you dey do local fraud. But which fraud you feel say they dey do?
All those ones they say they do fraud. And we I just know when we dey do that.
They use gun they do fraud.
When we dey say yard.
They use gun they do fraud.
And yard before they do another.
They use gun they do fraud.
The Taraba State House of Assembly has advanced the bill to establish the Taraba State Persons Living with Disability Commission. The bill passed through its second reading on Thursday at the State House of Assembly. The commission, if established, will oversee the education, healthcare, and social, economic, and civil rights of persons living with disabilities in Taraba State. Presiding over the debate, the Speaker of the House, John Kizito Bonzena, emphasized the significance of the bill, stating that it aims to fully integrate people with disabilities into the society. He also called for an immediate end to discrimination against individuals with disabilities, reminding the public that they are equal members of the society. The bill has been referred to the Committee on Social Welfare for further deliberation, and a public hearing will be scheduled. Delta State Governor Sheriff Obarewari has approved the payment of 77,500 naira as new minimum wage to workers in the state with effect from October. Secretary to the state government, Kingsley Emu, disclosed this during a meeting of the Committee of the New Minimum Wage with leadership of the organized labor in Delta State. Emu said the meeting was at the instance of Governor Obarewari. With the approval of the payment with effect this month, civil servants are in celebration mood in the state.
I'd like to announce to Commissioner for Finance, Head of Service, Accountant General, that effective immediately, if this minimum wage is not reflected, the consequential adjustment is not reflected, you have yourselves to blame. Because Governor has directed explicitly that this must be done.
Why this issue of minimum wage came out, we approached him. He promised that he was going to pay as soon as he has the chart from the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission. So as soon as it came, he constituted a team of government officials to interface with labor, and when we met, we look at the pros and the cons, what comes to the state. I feel great. My colleagues here, they feel great. Everybody is happy with what His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Governor Sheriff Obarewari, has done.
Still in Delta State, as the state joins the rest of the world to mark 2024 Food Day, residents of Asaba are advocating for subsistence farming to ensure food security in the state. With the level of hunger and the high cost of foodstuff in the country as a result of removal of fuel subsidy, subsistence farming has been echoed as one of the ways of ensuring food security in the country. This, they say, will also solve to some extent the challenges of insecurity farmers face in the farms. Speakers believe that food security is a collective responsibility of the people and government. The theme of this year's World Food Day is Right to Food for a Better Life and Better Future.
So for the individuals, they should make up their mind to say, let's go to farm. If you don't do large scale, you could do small scale. If you don't do small scale, you could do one just behind your backyard. Then when government has inputs based on the needs available, seeds, fertilizers, extension services, that will now help the individual farmer to galvanize and produce food for all of us. And we encourage everyone, yourself, myself, everyone should truly go back to farm.
Simply means that you, in your small environment, can grow 2 or 3 tomatoes that you don't have to go to the market to buy. Growing up as young children, our parents did it. I experienced it. We have yam at the back. We had cocoyam, we had plantains. We didn't have to go to market to buy everything, contrary to what we're seeing. So we're trying to encourage us to go back to those times and do homestead farming.
Support farmers, the real farmers. They are there. If you support them, support their supporters, good. They make it reach us. In the sermon, everybody is preaching now that if you cannot go 1 kilometer away from your house to go and farm, you can still farm your house. That distance between the foot of the wall of your house and your perimeter fence is a farm. So you can go into livestock, you can do bag, you can farm in a bag, vegetables and all of that. So by the time you farm, you have vegetable, I have vegetable, it will crash down the prices of food and Nigeria will be better.
We move over to Lagos State now. As part of the commemoration of the 2024 World Food Day, which is marked on the 16th of October, stakeholders in Lagos presented food items to some beneficiaries in the Ogba Agege community. The exercise, apart from marking the World Food Day, was also to help address the ongoing economic inflation and food shortage across the country. Victoria Tokolo brings us more.
In commemoration of the World Food Day and as part of the effort to eradicate hunger in the state, concerned stakeholders gathered in the Ogba Agege area of Lagos State to celebrate and distribute food to the community members, especially the children. Speaking to Trust Television, stakeholders say they were glad to reach out to the community, especially in providing food to the less privileged.
And we're in this community to see that we can actually aid and see that people can actually have 1 or 2 things to eat. We actually go around to locations. Order is not a priority for us. We go around to different locations. Order is just opportune to have us at this point in time. And we are very happy with the acceptance. We are very happy with the number of people we can see.
And I encourage every one of us, no matter how little or how much we have, to come into the society and give to the poor and the less privileged so that it can go a very, very long way. Happy World Food Day. My advice to stakeholders is that we're all human. We should do everything to make sure that the world is a better place for everybody to live in. I can do little for myself, just to make sure that everyone is okay, and especially food. I believe that food is a right.
Some of the beneficiaries, particularly the children, expressed gratitude for the food they received in celebration of the World Food Day.
So when it comes to World Food Day, like you can see, it is a day where you go to communities to give back to the communities. We all come together, we, the volunteers, the organizers, even children. You can see them actively dancing at the back to just bring love and joy to the community. Probably, okay, you might say just a day, but today at least we can see the joy and happiness in them.
And I want to thank what they have done for us and for them to give me this opportunity to speak. They gave us rice and chicken and we really enjoyed it.
Stakeholders says fighting hunger is everyone's responsibility, while food should not only be shared on World Food Day but every day, to ensure that everyone, especially children in communities, have access to good food.
You're watching the news update coming to you live from Trust TV studios in the nation's capital. Still ahead. Artificial petrol scarcity hits Bauchi metropolis. We'll bring you details of this story and more after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories. Death toll in Jigawa tanker explosion climbs to 153. Bandits kidnap doctor, son, and mechanic and fresh casino attack. And to more stories. With an estimated 40% of Kano's population employed in the agricultural sector, the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund is spearheading the Investing in Women in Nigeria initiative in the state, organized in partnership with the Kano State Agricultural and Rural Development Authority. The AECF initiative is supported by Global Affairs Canada to empower women by enhancing their participation in key agricultural value chains. At the cooperative window competition launch, 90 women were presented the opportunity to receive training and funds to tackle major challenges in agricultural production and business in Kano State.
A research by World Bank, I think was in 2018, 2019, they indicated that for every 10% increase in Africa, in agricultural production in Africa, it leads to 8% reduction in poverty. So for us as Africans, if we need to move to the next level where we reduce poverty, we've got to do more value addition, and we need to increase our production per unit area.
We have very few women in leadership positions in companies. We want to change that. We want to see more women in leadership positions in companies.
The major challenge that agriculture, particularly at small scale level, is facing is lack of access to finance, because the financial institutions like banks, they don't believe in agriculture. So this program, the intervention that is coming actually is free from all the bureaucracy of the banks.
We're working with about 25 MDAs and BMOs, and then we'll now take this 90 cooperatives into the competition, and at the end of it, 40 will qualify.
Artificial fuel scarcity has hit Bauchi metropolis as customers continue lamenting on the situation despite hike in price of the commodity. Trustee Adamu Imam went around the state capital and gets an overview of the current situation in some fueling stations. His report.
Nigerians continue to lament on the lingering fuel crisis in many parts of the country, coupled with the high cost of essential commodities. In Bauchi State, northeast Nigeria, the story is the same, as customers accuse the authority concerned for allowing artificial fuel scarcity within the state capital. We realize that they always close the filling stations. We are on queue. On reaching us, they notify us that the product has finished, which is untrue. And now we are in this station. We don't know how we could get the fuel now. We may have to buy from black marketers. We pray for God's intervention on the situation. We visited 5 filling stations so far. We couldn't get the product. Honestly, there is fuel, but they created artificial scarcity to suffer us, just to satisfy their selfish interest. We are on queue again. We are struggling to buy the fuel even if we live here. The story is the same elsewhere. So authorities should look at the plight of the masses, please.
The government, they have to look for their people. We are very suffering in this country. About this fuel, anything is off now. Nothing is in this country. But their leaders, we apologize to them. Please, and please. They have to look for the country, the people of the country.
Effort to get Independent Petroleum Marketers Association (IPMAN) to respond to the situation was unsuccessful at the time of the report. Some residents who spoke off camera while on queue at one of the filling stations visited said Nigerian government is not sincere with the masses. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And to developments in business, Jumia Technologies, Africa's leading e-commerce platform, has announced plans to shut down its operations in South Africa, where it operated under the brand name Zando, and Tunisia by the end of 2024. This strategic move is aimed at optimizing resources and focusing on markets with stronger growth potential across the continent, which include Nigeria and others. The company, in a statement released on Wednesday, said the decision came as Jumia evaluates its operations in the two countries, which accounted for a small share of the company's overall business, according to Jumia. For the year ended December 31, 2023, and the first half of 2024, South Africa and Tunisia contributed just 3.5% and 2.7% of total orders, and 4.5% and 3.0% of gross merchandise value, respectively. The company would later discontinue its food business, Jumia Food, which was described as unprofitable. We'll take it away from Nigeria now. The head of the military junta that seized power in Mali in 2020 has promoted himself Wednesday to the rank of Army General with special title Colonel Assimi Goita of the Land Army, the highest military distinction held only by two former heads of state in the country's history. The move by Goita is a sign that he has no intention of ceding power to civilians in the landlocked West African country. The announcement was made by the Council of Ministers, which published a statement on the website of the Malian government's General Secretariat. 5 other highly influential colonels of the Malian military junta were also promoted exceptionally to the rank of 4-star generals. No date has been set for Mali's presidential election. And finally, in sports, the presence of Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa in the lineup for Kano Pillars against Rangers International FC in Enugu on Wednesday in one of the 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier Football League Match Day 7 midweek encounters saw the visitors pick all 3 points from the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. The former Leicester City star showed class and masterminded Pillars leading Rangers 4-0 at half-time at the Cathedral. Rangers looked ordinary and spineless at home as Musa, who recently rejoined his boyhood club, registered 3 assists and scores 1 on the day. Musa and his midfield marshal Rabiu Ali combined effectively to give Rangers fans an uncomfortable moment, especially in the first half. Although Rangers rallied in the second half and scored 3 goals, it was already too late for the Flying Antelopes to surmount the hurdle ahead of them. And on that note, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.